So the Book of Mormon being recited in a few months is not impossible by human standards. Smith recited about 4,000 words per day to scribes who wrote at a speed of about 10 words.
You know, Trent, I actually really like this theory. It's creative and honestly kind of romantic to imagine. I too like to picture this young Joseph as this master storyteller, weaving incredible stories and tales around the fireplace. His mother Lucy did describe him delivering those amusing recitals about ancient inhabitants back in 1823. So there's definitely something there suggesting that Joseph had natural storytelling ability. Unfortunately, that's where the evidence for this one dies. There's a few big problems with this theory. First, the training problem. When researchers studied actual professional bards or storytellers like Avado Mečević, no idea how to say that name, they discovered these guys trained for 7 to 12 years learning formula systems, memorizing rhythmic patterns that help construct sentences on the fly. There's zero evidence that Joseph had anything close to that training. Then there's the scale problem. Let's look at the numbers. The Book of Mormon contains 269,320 words. Compare that to the greatest, not some of the best, the greatest oral epics in history. Homer's Iliad has 148,000 words. The Odyssey, 134,000 words. And that famous Serbo-Croatian epic, The Marriage of Miho, that took a master storyteller years to perfect, only 80,000 words. So we're not just asking Joseph to match the greatest storytellers in history, we're asking him to nearly double their longest works. And it's not just longer, it's vastly more complex. The Book of Mormon maintains geographical consistency across hundreds of pages, includes sophisticated theological arguments, tracks multiple civilizations across 1,000 years, and shows what appears to be distinct author voices for different writers in the book. Traditional oral epics, amazing as they were, focused on relatively straightforward, heroic narratives. Then there's the actual behavioral evidence from Joseph's life, and for me, this is the cherry on the top. If Joseph had perfected these incredible stories, wouldn't he have used them afterward? Would we not expect to see him telling pieces of it in front of crowds again and again and again? Remember, he would have worked on this for years. Of course we would. But analysis shows that in Joseph's later sermons, he referenced biblical passages 451 times compared to just 22 Book of Mormon references. That's a 21-to-1 ratio. So according to critics, we have a young man in his early 20s spending countless hours crafting a story longer and more complex than any other recited story in the history of the world, surpassing master bards who trained for decades, memorizing it so precisely that he was capable of reciting it to scribes perfectly. And then for some reason, after all of that work, has a complete disinterest in ever sharing that epic story in front of crowds. Maybe it's time you explore the possibility that Joseph Smith told the truth. Come and see.